Hey guys, this is Grayson from Proceed to Checkpoint. Today is Friday, so in Europe, well more specifically UK and Ireland, today is a launch day. And today's launch day brings about the new UFC game. I'm a big fan of the sport, so today we're going to give a look at the launch day of EA Sports' new title, UFC. Undisputed for maybe, I don't know, let's take a look, let's see what happens. Okay, so this video that I'm doing today, guys, is more of a first impressions than anything else, you know, just to give you guys an idea as to what the game is about, and how it looks, and what kind of game modes and features are available, to let you guys see it. If this is something that you want to buy yourself, if it's something you might be interested in, but you're not sure of, you're sitting on the fence a little bit, you know, just to give you an opportunity to see it before you buy and things like that, let you know if you want to buy it. And I'm rambling, but you know, so far it looks okay. You know, press the menu button, okay. Now I've had a little bit of time to play this so far before making this video, so I've got a career mode going and things like that. And so far I've found that the customization isn't quite as comprehensive as it might have been in Undisputed 3, which, you know, of course was the pinnacle of the THQ franchise. So far we have this home menu, okay, which tells you about your career, UFC Spotlight, which shows you like the FighterNet stuff, which is kind of like the UFC version of Battlelog, as far as I can tell. We've got walkthrough to play through the tutorial. We've got just kind of the UFC fight, so that's kind of like the equivalent of kickoff, say in FIFA, or gridiron, I guess, in Madden. So we've got fight now, get in the octagon, online mode. Yes, there is an online mode. There's the walkthrough again for the tutorials, career mode, and challenges to learn how to fight. Then we've got the FighterNet stuff, UFC Spotlight. I've got one friend online, hey. You can see your profile in FighterNet, and then you can customize, manage your game settings, create a fighter, take a look at your fighters. I tried to make one that looks like me, but it actually looks like more like one of my colleagues in work. And then you got the store, of course. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to take a quick look at the Fight Now section, okay? And we're just going to get straight into the octagon. We're going to take a look at the move sets, the animations, and we're going to see how it looks. So the first thing you need to do is select your corner. Well, it says to select your corner, but in order to select your fighters, you actually have to select both corners, as best as I can tell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay at lightweight. I'm going to fight against Jim Miller, and that's Jim Miller selected, and now I need to pick my fighter, and I'm probably going to pick, yeah, Bruce Lee's in the game, but he's unlockable. I thought I had pre-ordered, but apparently not, so that's something I need to address myself. So I'm going to pick, will I pick Gil Melendez? Yeah, fuck it, let's go Gilbert Melendez. Difficulty, let's go normal, although I'm not very good at this, so this is probably going to backfire, and it's probably going to be a pretty bad loss for me. So let's go with the MGM Grand, because that's the classical home of the UFC. And then you select Advance to Fight. Now, there, obviously in that menu, just hitting A on any of those menus to advance would have been preferable, instead of having to scroll back up to go to the Advance to Fight section. But, you know, it's a small thing. It's a small thing that can be ironed out for later iterations of the game, because that's something that you need to keep in mind as well, that this is the first iteration of the EA Sports UFC combination. Another thing that you'll notice is that there are, in fact, load times in this game, and they are pretty bad. I'm not going to lie, the load times are pretty intense. The visuals are pretty good though, you'll give it that, you know. Gilbert Melendez versus Jim Miller. Good old Mike Goldberg. And that's that. I might actually do this again, or do another fight later on in this video, just so as you can see the intros. So Jim Miller's having a tough time here. You'll notice in the top left and the top right, you'll be able to see my stamina bar and also his stamina bar. You'll also see damage meters for different parts of the body. At the moment, my body is pretty rough. Come on, get in the clinch. Go for takedown, and I get it. Sweet. So, controls and things are up to the THQ Undisputed series, but not identical. And that's kind of where difficulties will come in for veteran players. Oh shit. Oh shit. And this is the submission system, which is a bit crappy. To be honest with you, it's tough to do a submission system. I thought that the best one was the one from UFC Undisputed 2009, to be honest with you. Like, hitting different buttons to go for different kinds of submissions, whether it's technical submissions or strength-based submissions. Fuck him up, yeah. So yeah, pretty much every bump fire for the different types of strikes that you're going to be throwing. Oh shit! I need to cover up, but I can't. I've taken too much body damage, and he knows it, and he's coming after me, and he should be going for the kill right now, but fortunately enough, he did not, but I can't afford to take too many more strikes to the body like that. So I kind of need to shoot takedowns at this stage. Oh. Okay. Shooting a takedown, even though this is really risky against the Jim Miller style character, I kind of need it to win the round on judges' scorecards and things like that, if it goes to the judges. Oh shit. Shoot the takedown. Oh. So I'm kind of looking for a knockout here, or I'm going to potentially try and submit him, but I'm not particularly good with the submission system. And I got another submission, or another takedown in the bag, so that's pretty sweet. You'll notice though as well that the AI is kind of giving you a run for your money. Now, because I've started doing the takedowns, it's likely that the takedown defense will probably increase on the AI side. He properly wobbled me though. Oh, come on, at least show one of my takedowns, come on. Nope, I lost that round. Generally speaking, I've found in the past that I know it's a different brand and different series and that kind of thing, but I've noticed that with the THQ games, that if you don't see any of your action at all in the round, then you're likely losing the round. So I'm gonna try and fucking end this fight by body shots. Yes! Body shot KO! Winner by TKO. So yeah, the commentary by Mike Goldberg and Joe Rogan is there as well, in buckets, and it's just as good as it is on any kind of UFC event, or ever has been in past games, you know? Although fortunately you don't have to listen to the classic line of punches in bunches. So, post-fight, you can go in, you can take a look at your fight stats. You can see here that I hammered the shit out of his body, but he did knock me down, or he did do quite a bit of damage to me.
That's one feature that I don't really like about this, actually, on the Xbox One, is that pretty much after pretty much every fight, you will see that a fight clip has been recorded. Now, as to whether or not these are saved concurrently, I don't know. But those are supposed to be available to you if you want to upload them to FighterNet. So what we're going to do is we're going to quit out of here. We might take a look at one or two challenges, and then I might do another fight to finish off the video, and I'll show you those intros as well. Okay. I wasn't in career, but thank you. Let's take a look. Work on your stand-up, work on your clinch, work on your ground game. So first of all, we're going to take a look at the stand-up, because I'm probably better at the stand-up than I am at anything else, which I know is counterintuitive to improvement. I know. But let's take a look at the heavy bag here. I mean, I don't really want to make a video of me failing consistently. But one thing that I have noticed based on my hands-on experience, which I know is fairly limited, is that body shot KOs, or TKOs, are far more common in the game, or in this game, than they have been in any game previously, or are in real life, which is something that might need to be patched out at some point. Because that's one of the main complaints that I've seen online and things like that, is that the standard strikes, they don't seem to have much weight behind them. You need to do power strikes pretty much all the time, which drains your stamina and kind of impacts gameplay. But that could be patched out in the future and could be addressed. You know, it's something that I'm sure will be monitored. So anyway, we're doing a challenge. We're doing straights. Quick and difficult to defend. Press X or Y to perform straights. Oh, I fucked that one up. Okay, so do the combos as they appear. Seems simple enough. I'm sure as we move up through the ranks, they will get more difficult. For now, this is it. Y, X. Y, X. Done and done. So that's the first challenge. Black belt achieved. I achieved 1,000 points, and I did pretty okay there. So I reached the top level there. Let's go to the next level. Let's do the next challenge. A little slower, more powerful. Holding left forward will perform hooks. Pressing X or Y while holding left backward will perform uppercuts. This is where it kind of shows a little bit more that this game was developed by the guys that do fight the stick inputs and things like that, which weren't as prevalent in the previous Undisputed series. I'm not even sure if they were prevalent at all in the EA MMA game that EA would have released previously. You know, it's kind of funny that, you know, that Dana White, you know, ended his war on EA in the interests of making money, I presume. But I digress. Oh, I need to concentrate on this a little bit. Okay, so black belt again. You know what, I'm going to go back to the challenges menu, and what I am going to do is I am going to go and take a look at the career mode, and I'll show you those menus there as well. Okay. So I'm going to continue my career, because when I left it, I think I was getting ready for another fight. I think I was getting ready to for a #1 contender fight. Black belt only covers 2 inches of your ass. You've to cover the rest. Well said, Royce. Well said. Feckin' loading times are the worst. And this happens between every menu pretty much in career mode, so that's something to keep in mind as well. Okay, so here we are, right? This is our gym. This is between fights. Over here you've got the UFC news, and you can kind of go back through whatever happened here. So yesterday, or last night, I had won the featherweight title. I then lost it to Cub Swanson. And now I'm kind of working my way back into contention. So if you take a look at my at the power rankings, you'll see that I'm the number 2 ranked featherweight in the world. Frankie Edgar is the number 1 contender, and Cub Swanson, in some kind of bizarre reality, is the champion. On my way here, I was beaten by Chan Sung Jung, and he was my only other loss besides Cub Swanson when I lost the title to him. So you can see all the big fighters are there. It's not the biggest roster in the world in the game, which is why they have it filled out with all these fake names made up of real fighters' names. But, you know, it's not something that you'd really mind too much, because it's only in the upper echelons that you really get to fight those guys. So for quite a while in your career, you're going to be fighting no-names. So if we take a look at the My Fighter section here, you've got abilities. If you go in here, you can set up game plans, right? And the way that I have My Fighter set up is I've leveled him as a volume puncher. Okay, so I'm kind of working on, you know, I leveled up his hands first and his power, his hand speed, and I've leveled up his stamina to max. And then I did that first, and then I kind of worked on takedown defense after that. So he can't be taken down. Well, the idea is that he can't be taken down, and he is a volume puncher, and he's going to go for knockouts pretty much every time. So I've kind of made my game plan to kind of back that up. Okay, so the perks, if you prefer that kind of term, I have selected here are that I recover a small amount of stamina for hitting your opponent with strikes, okay, which is great. For every strike that I land, I get a tiny bit of stamina back. I have gone for targeted cruelty, so successive strikes that target the same part of your opponent's body deal increased damage, which is great for a volume puncher, and decreased stamina drain of performing consecutive strikes. And I have gone with heavy-handed, increased damage from fists and elbows, excellent for me. And the final one that I've selected is Marathoner, that I recover stamina faster while moving, which is great. Okay, so these are all things that revolve around doing max damage while basically deepsing, basically. So that's very cool. You can set up 3 game plans the further into your career you get. And then the next thing is your attributes, right? So I have 347 attribute points to put into anything that I want. So you can see here that I've maxed out a lot of stuff here. I haven't done too much in terms of the submission stuff or the ground stuff. It's kind of an afterthought. And I've done all my body stuff, my health stuff. So overall my rating is 86 as a fighter. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to put this into choke defense now. Okay, and your points don't get you too far later on, but you know, it's something that you need to work on. The only reason that I had so few points was because I lost that last fight to Cub Swanson. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to training. Okay, and we can go ahead and we can do like the mini games, just like the challenges between each fight. But for the moment, I'm actually going to skip all of this training. Okay, just so as I can show you the next fight and the title fights and what they're like and things like that. Well, actually, I'm not in a title fight just yet. I'm not the main contender yet. The number 1 contender! So press A to advance to your fight. I'm going to advance to my fight. And then here we can see that my next fight is against Chad Mendez, who I actually defeated on the way to getting my title anyway. And I'm not quite on the undercard, but I'm not doing too great on the main card. I'm not a co-main or main event, which is a shame. Oh yeah, this is another thing, that between fights, you get these little snippets from your trainers and current UFC fighters to wish you luck. If you win, they will offer you, you know, congratulations for your win. If you lose, they offer condolences. It's kind of cheesy, and some of the acting from, or some of the script readings from some of the fighters are pretty laughable. But it's kind of a nice little touch, you know, just to get the fighters involved, to make you try and feel a bit more the Ultimate Fighting Championship. And these accursed loading times. Good old Bruce. Oh, I love Bruce's stances. And sometimes he does a fake out. He'll go, fighting out of the blue corner, and he'll point to the red corner, and they'll go, blue corner, and he'll turn around to you, and be like, yeah! Good old fake out. 18-8-0, fighting out of Sacramento, height 5'6", 145 pounds. Now, the reason that I chose a featherweight fighter is because I like the featherweight division personally. And I tried to make a fighter as close to myself as I could, but unfortunately I could not do so. Well, I could, but I kind of wanted to make a fighter as close to myself as possible, but because I'm naturally a flyweight. Believe it or not, they're actually... Oh, there it is! Out go the lights. Yeah, let's. Ooh, right on the button. That is a wrap. So it's a really good looking game, you know? Like these kinds of things, we're getting closer to the uncanny valley, you know? It looks really good. Not in these kind of cutscenes, it looks a little bit shitty. And there's another game clip recorded there. There's the disappointment on Chad Mendez's face. And you can customize your fighters with all their sponsors and things like that as well. By the way, you'll notice that I named my fighter Grayson. That's because I had to have a surname. But my fighter nickname is Awesome, so I'm Grayson Awesome Grayson. So yeah, I'll tell you what, guys, I'm gonna leave it there, okay? Leave it there with victory and making my way back into the #1 contendership fight. But thanks a ton for watching. So the main things to take away from this video are horrible loading times, looks really good, plays nicely. If you're a fan of the THQ series, you're probably going to be a fan of this one. And yeah, it's a good game, but make up your own opinions on this, you know, based on this video. And if you like it, go get it. If you don't, well, don't, I suppose. If you're a fan of the sport of mixed martial arts itself, you're probably going to enjoy this. Okay, but this is just the first impressions, and this is just to give you guys a look at it. So thanks a ton for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button. We're probably going to get a couple of bros around, have a couple of brews as well, and play a bit of this at some stage. So hit the subscribe button if you want to be notified when that happens. So don't forget, we're also on Twitter at BroSeedYouTube. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/ProceedToCheckpoint. And we also have our own website, broseed.com, where you can get updated on all our latest videos and streams and things like that there. So thanks a ton for watching, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.